We are back. We are back. What's poppin' party people? And welcome back. That's a lot of backs and welcomes to another episode of Z Suite, the podcast. We have everyday conversations with your everyday Gen Z kids. I'm Wilmer.
And I'm Bronwyn.
And that's all you'll get today, unless Cameron decides to join us on this journey this evening. But right now he is not. So we decided just to hit record and see what happens.
I mean, we have some interesting conversations, Wilmer, so this could be fun.
Yes, we do.
This could be fun.
I think we might break a barrier here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're just going to get right into it. Bronwyn, how's life? What's going on?
Good. I finished my classes today, my summer classes.
That was
so, yeah, it was only a month. I was so excited. I got, for all that I know, I got A's in both of them. So that was exciting. Charlotte got promoted yesterday. I sound like a grandma, but I was so excited for her. She's going to be in
8th to 9th. Oh.
She's going to be in high school next year. So that's been exciting, and I'm working. So that's good. Not exciting, but it's good. So
is she going to Blake?
Yeah, she's going to Blake.
She's
nervous. She's worried she's going to get bullied. And I told her, like, she's not going to get bullied in high school. Like,
people don't really
bully people in high school.
No. It's really weird because the real quote unquote like popular kids will kind of like make fun of the less popular, but you can definitely still see a kind of guiding, especially if the quote unquote weirder kid is younger, like a real relationship still bonding. Like the older person will have their back for sure.
Right.
Like they'll make fun of you, right? But that's not out of bullying. That's just depending on the relationship, really how it will.
Yeah, that's a whole thing in high school that I struggle to figure out, because it's I was never like a cool person. I just am not. It's fine, but I don't know, how does that work? What makes somebody like that, And it messes with my brain. Why are they that? Why can't I be like that? What?
Oh, I don't know. That is kind of weird,
right? It's all so psychological, and I just am wait, so why are they cool and I'm not cool? I'm not saying I'm an uncool person. I'm just not popular, which is fine.
You're very cool.
Well, thank you, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I am not at the front of the student section at the football games with all those people.
Yeah, but those people. But those people are kind of developed and formed. A lot
as groups.
Yes, for sure.
Not as people. I'm pretty developed.
Because realistically, right? You have the theater kids who go into school automatically, doing theater and band. And then at Blake, they all sit in that hallway. And then when you walk in that hallway, you kind of get this energy of band music people.
Really? Okay, This is so interesting. I'm going to take notes on this because, I never really understood that. Okay. No, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, right? Hey, there'd be some cool, real band kids, but if you're a band kid, I was never really a band kid. Right? I was just someone.
You weren't.
I was just someone in band, right? There's a difference. Ain't gonna cap. Some of y'all be weirdos, man. Some of y'all got love for you, but some of y'all weird.
Yeah. No, it's yeah, never mind.
Nah. Speak your mind.
I don't know. It's just always the stereotype band kid that doesn't know how to filter anything, and it's just way too in your face.
Yep.
Yeah.
Back up, bro. Let me live. Play your clarinet, dude, and just leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Nah, chorus people weren't any better. Well, no.
Nah. Hey, it depends on the choir. It depends on the choir.
Yeah.
Because you take a cappella from, I guess now, 2-3 years ago, Nashville year.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody was cool.
Yeah. Well, right. Yes. Generally.
Yeah. Everybody,
Yeah, there was nobody.
Weird. Not really. Not really. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Some.
You know who I'm
Yes.
talking about.
Yes. Okay. That's an exception. You can't. No, it's not an exception. It's not an
Okay.
exception.
Anyway,
Yeah. Okay. But yeah. But she won't. At the end of the day, she won't get bullied.
yeah, exactly. I'm not worried about her. She's not like
No.
she's just really quiet. Like she's not even like me that's like over the top about everything. So
Mhm.
I think she's gonna be fine.
Is
But
she
I'm
already in
excited for her.
acapella, or like has she?
She's in honors concert next year. So she auditioned to be in honors concert.
Oh, to be in, like, did she didn't put herself out there to?
No, she auditioned for everything, but like
Okay.
freshmen rarely get into acapella.
Didn't you?
No. The only people that got into acapella our freshman year were Joel and Dorian because they're guys. No offense to Joel and Dorian.
I mean, you're right. I mean, realistically, right. I mean, that's always been with choirs as a whole, and I think we talked about this a little bit before. But like when we would go to the Montgomery County things throughout, like middle school and high school. I mean, they would really take boys just because they were guys, and they couldn't even really sing. And I'm like, why are you here?
We were listening to the MCYC recordings from 2019, like our last MCYC, because it's on Spotify. It was some interesting stuff.
I haven't heard it yet, like from like the spot. Oh, like, I haven't heard any recordings like from where we were standing. Being on the stage, like it was pretty cool. It didn't sound.
No,
bad.
it was fine. I mean, some of the guys.
Oh
So-
yeah. Yeah. Oh no, I never understood that. Like, take them.
Well, because
Take
no
them
one
or
else
leave
wants to
them.
be it. Like, there's so many more girls that want to be in choir than guys want to be in choir. So you kind of take what you can get with guys. Which obviously once you go like further into like more professional stuff, it's definitely more competitive for guys, but it's always lopsided. So
Right.
oh well.
Oh well.
I was thinking totally switching gears. Well, because we were talking about chorus. We should do like a universal trip soon, like sometime to make up for one that we didn't go to.
I'm all for it.
Because if everyone doesn't know, we were supposed to go to Universal
For spring break,
for spring break that was our senior year,
senior year. Yeah.
and we did not. It was like
Nope.
2 weeks before COVID. Like, whoa, wait, COVID hit 2 weeks before we were supposed to go, and that was so sad.
Sounds about right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm down for it. You give me a date next. I'll go. Shoot, I'll go next year. You give me a date, and I'll be there. Whether I got to drive, fly, take a boat,
Cool.
you let me know. And you're the administrative major, so if you want to put that all together, we can do that and Disney all at
Yeah.
once. Aren't they like 20 minutes apart or
Yep.
something?
They're all in Orlando.
Yeah. So
Let's go.
I'm all for it. I didn't really get to enjoy Disney the first time, so
Disney was okay. I don't know what happened that Disney trip, but it was weird. Like, I just was not, and I love Disney, but I was like so frustrated the whole time. I think it was like because we were being, and this is no fault of anyone's, it's just we had to like always be like, be here, be there,
Yeah.
like, all that. It's just so much. Also, remember the day we had to go to Disney Springs for dinner?
my thing's kind of all over the place. Yeah, I think so.
But so I was with Katie Brockmeyer and Jordana Ribeiro,
Hmm.
and we left 2 hours early to get there.
Right.
And we were still late because we did not know how to get there because no one told us how to get there.
Disney Springs.
It's like, it's not a park. It's like downtown Disney. It used to be called downtown Disney, I think.
Got it.
And we went to Planet Hollywood, that restaurant.
Hmm.
Anyway, I was about it with them the other day because that was frustrating because I was like, we left 2 hours early and we're still late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool though. I mean, I definitely appreciate. I'm not gonna take anything away from Blake and high school as a whole and them doing those trips, but it's just really hard to really enjoy something like that when you're on a group trip like that with that
Right.
many people, and always having to be somewhere at some point because you got to go watch somebody, or you got to perform, or go do whatever. So, but
Yeah.
Nashville was cool though because
Nashville was the highlight of my life.
yeah, it was a lot smaller group. I mean, we didn't really go out and do
No,
things.
but I didn't mind.
I
don't
wish we
know.
did, right, but like
The mall. We went to the mall.
that was cool. But that was really about it though.
Yeah, that was because we weren't there to like
Joke
do stuff,
around.
but
Yeah.
it was so fun though. Ugh. We did so well.
Yeah. Well, let's dive into some topics real quick. I like to state that David Dobrik is coming back with vlogs, and when I saw it yesterday, I was very excited. Now, a lot of you may or may not be a fan of David Dobrik anymore, but I don't care because his content is still entertaining on a content perspective.
Okay.
However, he is outside of the content, right? I know nothing about because I don't know David Dobrik and I'm not a part of Vlog Squad. And I don't really care because I don't know them and they don't know me. But I really enjoy the content.
Well, it's almost like separating the art, or in this case, content from the artist.
Correct.
Like with Harry Potter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's my thing. Because people, I feel as though that in the past probably like decade, whether it comes to sports or whether it comes to artists, people really do feel attached to these people or to these things, but they don't know them personally.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever happens in the media or however they feel, right, about the person, they can't take it away from the art. But like I think I kind of did the same thing with Justin Bieber at one point, because at the beginning of his career, like Baby, You Smile, I was a believer, right? I was a JB fan, you know what I'm saying? I saw Never Say Never in theaters, right? I was that guy. But then in 17, where homie just went stupid, and I stopped listening to his music. But I also stopped listening to his music because I just didn't think it was that good anymore.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you don't like the art anymore, then you don't need to listen to it. Like,
Right.
I don't think that's a problem.
But then when he got himself clean and he got back to his old kind of, with changes and his old kind of Justin Bieber feel, I was like, yeah, I can get back with this.
Yeah. I was never a Justin Bieber fan. Because I feel like I've talked about this so many times. I was so like anti-stereotypical that I was like, I hate Justin Bieber. I have to hate Justin Bieber because everybody else loves Justin Bieber. Wow. And that's just how I lived my life until like 2 years ago. So
this man wants to be so loud. Holy smokes, Dad. But no, I don't know. Who do you like really listen to now? This guy.
I don't know if I gosh, who do I actually listen to now? I listen to some Ed Sheeran. I listen to, I'm trying to think of I don't have like one artist that I listen to a lot of.
It could really be anybody.
So I'm gonna expose myself here. I love to listen to BYU's Vocal Point. It's like an a cappella group.
Yep.
And they always have such good arrangements and such good like albums of songs that are already like some of them are, most of them are like religious songs, but a lot of them are not. So I love listening to them. Like just everything's just so tight and like the harmonies are so good. Like
I listen to them, and the only one I have downloaded is Homeward Bound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I had to sing it I sang it for my college audition, and then I sang it for something else. Hold on, let me see if homie over here wants to quiet down. Hold on. Keep recording.
And I'm gonna be on here by myself. See, this doesn't work if there's no one here to talk to and it's just me sitting here one more.
I just gave him a look and then I closed the door. So yeah. Oh, his door. All right. So let's dive into some topics here. Bronwyn, I'm gonna just ask you straight up. Oh, great!
Oh,
Welcome to the party.
Cameron has arrived.
Hello. We're about to dive into the real juicy stuff. Ain't nothing sweet over here.
Ooh,
Let's talk
so
about
I came in the right time.
yeah. Let's talk about why it's so difficult to have a
Sure.
relationship / marriage in our generation. I'm gonna be straightforward and say because people are too soft and can't handle the no, and can't. They gotta look out for everybody's feelings, and yeah,
Wait. That's why people can't have a relationship?
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like
I think it's
make the
because
correlation for
of
I said why
hookup
can't
culture.
why can't they like? Wait, I don't even remember what the question was. Hold on.
make the correlation for me, please. Like,
Hold
can
on.
you like I think because I feel like you feel that way in general. So
I do feel that way in general, but let's talk about why it's so difficult to have a relationship / marriage in our generation. Can we say maintain, or should we answer both?
both,
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, I
let's
feel
do
like
both.
that's part of having a
because I
marriage.
think they're both separate
Yes.
questions.
Why is it difficult
But,
to have a relationship / marriage in our generation? We can answer that part first.
What to like form one?
Yeah, and then we can go
Alright.
into maintain.
So then make the like do the math for
Do
me.
the math
Yeah, why was your
Yeah, with
original
you,
answer
with-
what you said?
because
Yeah, explain.
okay,
Elaborate.
to form a relationship, right? I think that people are too soft, right? I think a lot of people to form one, you have to initiate, and you can't be scared to initiate.
So like like our generation is wimpy.
Yeah, like shoot your
Okay,
shot, dog.
Gotcha.
Like don't slide in a DM, right? If you go to school with shorty and you can't talk to her in school, but you got to slide in the DM, bro. Like what? No, you go up to her in fourth period. Hey, how you doing? That's how a conversation starts.
I feel like those sliding in is not an indicator of being wimpy. I feel like people just do it because they don't have the means to meet them otherwise.
If you go
Well,
to the
I
same,
can see what you're saying, Wilmer. Some people are too scared to like talk to
yeah,
people.
if I'm saying right, realistically,
but,
right?
like-
If she lives in Italy and you live in
Yeah.
Wisconsin, then clearly there has
That's what I'm
to
saying.
be another way of communication, right? I get that. But if you two go to the same school, in the same area, you see her every day, but you're too scared to go up to her because you are afraid of the word no, bro, like come on now.
I kind of was
Grow
like,
up.
I've witnessed those, and I've been very curious as to how people maintain those. I could not imagine just texting someone and then seeing them in person and just not
Talking
talking
yeah, I
to
don't
them.
get that either, bro. You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah, that's
That
very
ain't the
Awkward.
life.
peculiar.
That ain't the life I live.
Very.
Well, it's
Guess I'm
almost because
awkward.
it's two different people. Like you have this relationship online that's like something, and then
I
you
never
don't
thought
really like talk to them in person. It's like you're a different person when you're live,
Because you're hiding behind a
Right.
screen. You're able to hide
right?
behind.
Which I think, I think when you're right, like that is an issue with our generation in relationships, is that everything is too masked, ha ha ha. But like
Yeah,
behind like social media or just screens in general.
that was a pandemic reference.
Yeah.
Get it? I don't know if you
Hiding
got
behind a
that.
mask.
Yeah, I thought it was.
I just
thought
got
it
it.
Oh
was-
my gosh.
Yeah,
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Maybe
No,
it was
but
not really funny. Like wasn't very clear. Sorry, my bad.
I feel like that there are a lot of like, oh, sorry, so many likes. I feel like
No, that's
It's
fine.
okay.
I feel
Yeah,
like
it's
it's
okay.
okay.
It's okay. Yeah, you're good.
I feel as if there are so many prerequisites for like the youth in forming relationships, such as I guess like social media stuff. I guess you have a high following, or else you like look this way, or you have to do all these things to be presentable, and then you can be evaluated.
If for like a relation.
I thought that. I
Right.
100% I agree with that, because when I was in the 7th grade going to 8th grade, right, I was around a little chubby boy. Of course, I still love talking to the ladies, but in my head, I was like, "Wow, I'm not gonna get who wants to date a little fat chubby boy,
You
right?"
mean for yourself, not for
Yeah,
other
yeah,
people.
no. For like this is
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought you meant like
personally.
I won't talk to her unless she has 1,000 followers. Okay.
Oh,
I was
no.
mixed up.
No, but
It's just like
to Cam's point about you have to have a XYZ or look a certain way. like in my head, I was like, well, I'm not about to get. No one wants to date a fat chubby boy. So then when I started to grow a little bit and kind of lose that baby fat, I gained a little bit more confidence, and I was like, yeah, baby, what's good? What's popping? You trying to chubby my little girlfriend? This is 8th grade woman, right? So like, of course, one wasn't trying to do nothing like that, but
Nice.
he said, ew, I'm
That
dead.
made me uncomfortable.
Yeah. So yeah, but I don't know where I was going with that. But to answer
No,
the first
right.
part of Cameron, yeah, I 100% agree because that was my mindset. Um, going up.
Right, and I can relate to that also. I mean, because I am short,
Oh yeah,
but I used to be shorter.
you are pretty sure.
Than, like now I'm taller than most girls that I meet or come across, but I used to be shorter than everyone. And I guess to your point, I just felt like I wasn't. I mean, still happened, but I just felt like it wasn't. It wasn't in my cards to get into that scene. I never been really, prominent in that scene either way, but just relating to what Wilmer was
Yeah.
saying.
Interesting. I never thought of it like that. Like I never felt like my social media stuff wasn't like, because I didn't have social media until I was a sophomore in high school.
Right.
So it was more
neither
like
did I.
my
Yeah.
Wilmer and I were talking about this earlier, like my social standing. Like, oh yeah, they're in that group. No one wants to talk to me because like I'm not like I'm in class council. I do theater. I'm in choir. No one. It was more like that kind of stuff that, and it's not like I ever actually reached out to someone online either. So I guess I'm just kind of not relevant in this situation. But like,
Yeah,
it's just like I mean, even people in my like groups, I was scared. I mean, I think I am a good example of Wilmer's point. Like, I'm just not like enough for somebody. I think that's a lot of people's problems.
Well, that's a conscious thing, right? And I definitely, for me to say, hey, don't be a wimp, don't be a baby and go up and talk to somebody, right? Of course, realistically, right, that's a really bold statement. It's not easy for everybody because everyone's built differently. But if you talk a lot of game, I have a few friends, right, that talk a lot of game, spit a lot of game, think they're Mr. Big Dog on campus, but then ask me, what should I say? Well, what should I DM her? What, boy, how you gonna talk to me, Mr., yeah, I get everybody, I do all this. And you gonna ask me how to start a conversation with somebody? Like, how does that work? That makes no sense.
I can't really talk to that because I don't really do that, but
I don't either.
I just
I
don't
just-
tell everybody.
Just walk up and be like, hey, how you
Hello.
how you doing? Like, conversations start like that. It's never been a problem, at least for me.
But I also feel like these issues are issues, just obstacles that we've all shared, I guess, aren't really specific to this generation. I feel like it's kind of a thing that's been going. It's very high schooly, middle school, elementary type thing. I don't really feel that way in college. Of course, I haven't been on campus, but what I do feel like that whole sliding in or starting conversations through social media is very our generation, and something that is kind of, I mean, as someone who doesn't do it, I'm kind of amazed at how people
Do it.
do
Yeah.
do it.
Because for me, it's like I don't do it. I'm dead. Do you say do? You just laugh at it?
Yeah.
Oh, poop. I mean, I don't do it simply because I think it's ridiculous, right? I rather human contact if I can.
Yeah.
Right. So like
Definitely,
clearly, as I said before, if she lives, 34 states away and here I am, right? I understand that. But if you see her every day and you just DM her because you are scared to go talk to her in person, or him, or they, or them, we don't discriminate over here on the Z Suite podcast. Shoot your shot, dog. Just do your thing.
But they may go to another school. They may just just go to another school. You may have no chance to interact.
Right,
with
in
them, but you
person,
think
right?
that they're
Yeah, like
attractive.
in person. No, I was saying like in person. If you're not in person, 100%, I agree. I think that's okay, but don't be afraid to shoot your shot wherever you go, whoever you are.
Yeah, but it's not easy. That's not easy.
For some people,
I do feel like I guess this is a different issue, but it feels very informal. Like some like not even just dating, but like that whole like the whole romantic scene in at least in high school and with our generation, it feels like
You want a formal.
like it feels like hookup culture. Like nothing is permanent. Everyone's so scared of commitment, and it's just like it just all feels kind of like a joke, not a joke.
There's a lot of
I
that.
I don't like that. I wish it was more like I wish it was deeper than what we like think of it as at this point. I mean, I don't know. And you guys aren't like that either. So I just okay, Wilmer.
I'm just humming. I'm in.
I don't think there's like anything. I just feel like we take it too not seriously enough.
It's too surface level.
I think that's okay.
Yeah.
I think people are just trying to indulge because they're young.
Yeah.
And they just want to branch out, feel out. But I'm not giving any evaluation on it. That's just what I think people are doing.
I think I'm for it. Dog, live your life. If you wanna move around and test the waters, go ahead. Drink a little Sprite, right? Drink a little Dr. Pepper over here. I'm all for it. I support it.
Yeah, I just don't.
I support it. I mean, we're young, right? You got a whole bunch of life to live.
But like that mindset sometimes never leaves people, and they're always just like bouncing around and hurting.
Right, but I do think it's important to go and have experiences to know what you like, what you don't like, how to be in a relationship, how to not be in a relationship.
Right, but I do feel like it's just like very focused on the physical part of it.
There's a big aspect of that. That is.
Would you talk to somebody that's ugly?
You think that you would talk to someone that you think is ugly? That's so.
No,
crazy.
I asked a question. Would you talk to somebody if you thought they were ugly? Nah. Would you interact with somebody if you thought they were ugly? You tell us to be quiet, or are you saying that you're gonna be quiet? I have no idea. Oh, blink once if you're. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. My microphone was like cutting in and out.
Oh, okay. No.
Sorry. Yeah. You're saying I haven't?
Huh?
You said would you talk to somebody that was ugly?
Yeah.
Why would you not? Like, first of all, I don't really think people are necessarily ugly. I just think people look attractive. Or
I generally,
not.
if I'm like talking to someone, it's generally because I already know them, and then we start talking, and it doesn't really. Right. I mean, obviously, it matters what they look like. I'm not going to say it doesn't matter because it does. Yeah. I need to be like physically attracted to somebody, but I think that comes with also for me an emotional level of connect, like an emotional level of that, not just like what you look like. So,
do you think what somebody looks like is important?
Yes.
Cameron?
Yes, but I also will say that personality for me, if you have a really good personal connection or I like your personality a lot, that really for some reason enhances how you look to me.
100%.
You get so much, like, even if you're physically, I just start to appreciate or become more attracted to that person a lot more if you have a personal connection or like a personality.
But that's part B, right? Part A is, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you look.
I mean, unless you're friends with them, because
right, like
some people,
this is somebody you don't know. You know what I mean? Like, of course, if they have a poo-poo personality, you can be pretty, have a poo-poo personality. I'll kick you to the curb, no hesitation about it. But if you know what I'm saying, if yeah, that's what I gotta say about it.
I'll say this, like, I would rather engage or date someone who has a really good personality, but I guess you wouldn't say isn't as attractive, rather than date someone who's like really attractive but has
a poo-poo personality.
Not even like terrible, just not grades,
Yeah.
like meh, like a meh.
Yeah,
Like
meh.
I couldn't interact with that every day. I couldn't interact with someone like, oh, that was a very meh
Yeah.
conversation.
Can we put meh in big white letters across the screen? Meh. Yeah.
Meh.
Yeah. How do you maintain it? Or what is
Communication.
for shizzle my nizzle? I think people are too scared
I
to
would definitely say
communicate.
communication is the most important part of a relationship.
Every answer I
And-
give is probably going to start out with people are too scared.
Well, yeah,
That's
Wilmer, I was
how-
about to say, like,
That's really how I
not
feel.
being like not walking on eggshells around people, like, because
Yeah.
that's exhausting, and you cannot maintain that. Like, it's
Yeah.
just being worried that everything you could say is going to upset something. Now, obviously, you're going to take into consideration what you're saying. You're not going to be rude, and
Yeah.
you're not going to try to hurt someone's feelings. But like, you need to say what you need to say without being
Yeah,
scared that
bro.
you're going to upset someone so much so that they're not going to talk to you anymore. Like, it's just, I feel like I agree with you on that. And Wilmer, sometimes I don't agree with you about being too soft, but
Well,
on
no,
this one,
I'm-
I agree.
I'm saying, right, I mean, there's a difference between I really want to be specific here and say that I'm not saying that when people are soft, right, that means not emotional, or you don't express your feelings, right? That's not it at all, because that's I've been told that I am, I'll say, very direct, and
Blunt.
some people don't appreciate that I'm very direct, and I've learned that some people aren't looking for the right answer, and
Or your perceived right answer.
correct, right, the what you believe is the right answer, or what is the obvious answer, right? They just want to hear. Hold on, I gotta find my. Hold on, I'm about to. Hold on. Oh wow, nope, I don't want him popping up. We just going. I just gotta find my charger.
I can, while you're figuring that out, I can
Hold on. Go ahead, Cameron.
my thoughts. Just to give you a little moment. I was gonna say conversely, you could elaborate on the being too soft also. But on the other side of being too soft, I think that some people tend to fall in the trap of not accepting criticism, because that is such a, I mean, people that I've seen who have, in my opinion, problems to deal with that will affect them later
Like
in
in
life.
relationships
That's
or
a-
just in general?
Both, especially it really affects the relationships, especially people that I've had relationships with, not even romantically, just relationships, like friendships and such, with that don't see the problem with things that they've
Mhm.
done, or are so focused on being headstrong that they don't take in any consideration. Now, that's not saying don't be like blunt or step up to the plate, but just saying that you either find that balance.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's what I mean, like with people that don't take criticism very well. It like I'm trying to put this in words. The other person that's trying to give criticism needs to not be scared to give criticism. I think that's like in like being worried about upsetting them. Like I feel like that's not a healthy thing.
Right.
I'm a problem solver, right? I like to solve. If you come to me at the beginning of, well, I don't want to say of my life, but for a few years, I'll say throughout my high school, right? People would come to me with a problem, and I would give an answer, right? Not necessarily a solution, but I'd give an answer. I've learned that that's not what people want.
Not all
Yeah,
the time,
not-
but I
not
do
all
feel
the
like
time.
sometimes people do want that.
And so now, right, and now I say, before the real conversation starts, I go, or after they tell me, right, whatever they have to say, I ask them, are you looking for me to say something back, or are you looking for me just to listen? Because if you want me just to listen, then I'll sit here. But if you want me to answer, I'm going to give you the honest answer and how I think. And if you don't like it, then you can go kick rocks. But if you choose to take it, then by all means, take
Yo,
it.
kick
Yeah,
rocks.
bro. Like I've literally had friends,
Nah.
bro, like literally tell me, like they've stopped coming to me with problems because I was very direct, and they aren't looking for like that direct.
Oh, I thought you meant like to take your advice, because I think that, because when I give advice, I like to qualify by saying that's just my
Right.
evaluation.
Yeah.
It's your life. You do what you want to do, but that's just my
Right.
advice.
And when I mean go kick rocks, I mean just like don't come to me. Like if you feel as though that I'm too direct and you can't handle it, then just don't come to me. Like don't waste any of our time.
I also feel like some people are, well, like to your question, would say, I'm looking for you to give me advice, but really just want you to listen and support their feelings about a situation.
I'm all for that. But if you ask me for advice and then you don't take the advice, I feel like if you're asking me for advice, right? Then, and you choose not to take the advice, then that's on you, right? But if you're just looking for me to give, as you said, how I would handle the situation, which I think is different from giving advice, then, do what you want. At the end of the day, I know that it can go in one ear and out the other, or this conversation can literally mean nothing tomorrow or 20 minutes from now. And at the end of the day, people are going to do what they want to do. Whether you,
I don't think you should really, unless it's harmful or illegal, I don't think you should hold that against them.
Oh, I'm not holding it against anybody. I'm just speaking personally. Hey, if you're going to come to me and ask for my advice and I give you advice, but you don't like the advice I'm giving, then don't come and ask for me for advice, or don't take it. I'm not, it's not going to hurt my feelings.
Right.
Not at all.
Probably
silence.
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Yeah, you're just sitting there.
But I'm just, because I was thinking about our original like relationships part of that. I feel like you also need to, if you're trying to build a long-term relationship, you need to find someone that does well with what you do and you do well with what they do. Not necessarily like the same, like, I mean, maybe Wilmer would need someone that's very direct, like that just wouldn't be able to take that and is similar to that. But some people, like, I feel like you need to find someone that matches your advice giving level. I don't even know how to explain that.
I think advice in this scenario is a very strong word, right? And it can really mean
your opinion,
like a couple of different things. Yeah, well, opinion, great. Yeah, let's say our opinion, or how we would. Yeah, how we.
Opinion is a whole different ballgame, in my opinion.
I'm dead. Oh, this guy. Go ahead. You got it.
Yes, Cameron.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, I was just gonna say that I do think that you should have a certain tolerance initially when you are finding someone to match with you. But in my experience with relationships, it's still best to cater to each other, and that happens by communication. Saying, "Oh, I don't really like how you form this," or like, I really was just looking for you to listen, but or I was looking for you to give your opinion. Even if initially you have that tolerance, I still think that those aspects, and even the communication and talking, all these things have room to grow and change in a relationship. So Wilmer will be maybe direct when he has initially in a relationship, but as they go on, he might have to what's the C word that I'm looking for?
Compromise,
right? Compromise that a little bit.
I'm not going to compromise my character.
I don't think it's as much compromising as what I would say adapting, and not
right.
like in like changing your how you are, but like
yes.
And this is why I think it's important to find the right person that you're going to almost mesh. Not like one person changes and then to fit that person, but just like, learning, like, this is what this person, okay, so when this person, when he says this is what they want. When it's this kind of energy, because I don't know, after I'm with a person for a while, I can feel what energy they're giving me. And
for sure.
Okay, well, I'll match. I know how to handle that. I know what to do in this situation. Right, so I think it's important, again, to find the person that you can kind of go along with. And mesh with sounds so stupid, but I feel like that's the only way I can describe it.
Oh, I know where I was going with it.
I thought it's adaptive.
I know what I was going with it. I was going to say all of that to say, right, of what I was originally saying was that I'm 19 years old. Like, I have a whole bunch of life to live, and I want to live my life. And And right now, I can truly say, right, that I can say that I found the one. Honestly, right, I can say that truthfully. But at the end of the day, that I know that I have a whole bunch of life left, and anything can happen, right? I'm not looking for things to change, but I also understand that anything is possible, and at any moment, things can change.
Dang.
There is my TED talk.
Thanks for those
Thank you.
long pauses and
Sorry, I made a little bit more dramatic, but
The
Yeah.
world could end right
Yeah,
now,
at
and we
any
would
moment.
never know.
I understand that. I do.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Holy cow. Next up, we're gonna jump around here. What's it like being in an interracial relationship and to talk about the disparities you've encountered? It's cool, but it's also kind of weird at the same time. It's
Do you have any like
interesting.
It's weird
specific
to be
stories of how it's
Interesting
been
vibe.
weird?
Well, I think before, weird is okay. Personally, right, being the only black guy at white functions, right, like off rip, that's, realistically, from the outside, it's not weird, right? It's the community that we're in today. But as a black man in America, yeah, that's kind of the thing in the back of my mind where it's like, wow, I'm really the only black guy right here. And I feel like there's a perception of me as automatically from when I walk in the room, if I've never met certain
Do you
people.
think it's like a bad perception?
You feel like you're being judged?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Interesting.
I do.
To who?
What do you mean?
Yes, to being
Yes,
a
to
bad
being
perception or
both.
being judged.
Both off rip, right? I think this is personally, like, this cannot be true at all, right? But
Of course.
I feel like I could be considered your quote unquote stereotypical black man, right? I walk in with Jordans or expensive shoes or whatever, right? And off rip, I'm already being perceived as something that I'm not. But then I open my mouth and all of a sudden now I talk white. Right? But how do I talk white? But I'm black.
Talking about it.
Exactly. But people say that you can act black. But what does that mean?
It's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, dude.
I'll
Like,
tell
I
you
don't
that.
know. Just for me, in certain situations, I just feel as though that it's for her, it's you're dating a black guy, right? But for me, it's never you're dating a white girl. If that
Really?
makes sense.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Yeah, I really do feel the being the black and Filipino or Asian.
Yeah, but nobody looks at you and say that you're
More than-
Filipino. Right, like
people
based
look at me
based
and
off
say
of
so many
but like
different
right,
things.
but like based off of look, right? Off rip, you're a colored person. You're non-white.
Right, I'm a minority.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay, go
right.
ahead. Sorry.
But I'm just saying, it's like both come into
Yes.
play, especially with the recent events on both
Both
like,
sides. Yeah.
yeah. No, but so I definitely just feel that was a space that that in my relationships that we've had to navigate
Mhm.
and get into, especially with the things that have happened. I really have felt, I guess, being exposed as a minority in a relationship with a white person. It's really, I feel highlighted, as I guess, and I feel like that was really an area that I've had to
Manage.
not get through, but manage. Right, and I really do understand what you mean when you say that you feel like you're the more like the black guy, like she's dating a black guy and you're dating
White girl.
a white
Yeah.
girl. Yeah,
I remember.
even when they're but-
I was just gonna say I at the time I wasn't really dating said person, but I was on the phone with, and this was with a black girl, and I was on FaceTime with her, and her mom was in the background, and I introduced myself, and I said, "Hi, my name is Wilmer," because I like talking to the moms. I like talking to the adults, and
Yes,
well, I just
do.
like okay, all right, sorry,
My
Bronwyn.
parents, oh my God.
I just like talking to adults, like I mean, moms more so dads, but I like I like talking to adults, right? So all that to say, I was talking to said person's mother. And I said, "Well, hi, how are you?" And she goes, "I'm good. How are you?" So my day's a lot better because I got to talk to you, as a warmer line would usually go. And so
Wow.
we were still talking, and she goes, "I don't mean to sound. This is a black woman." She goes, "I don't mean to sound racist, but are you mixed?" I go, "No." She goes, "Well, are one of your parents white?" I said, "No." She goes, "Because you talk very like I was educated. I talked educated." I said, and in my head, and I've never gone through anything like that before, right? I was really weird to me, and I was just, why does two and two, or why does one and one have to go together? Why can't I just be black and talk?
Educated?
Yeah. Why do I have to presume to have a white parent because I can talk to you in a mature fashion? Yeah, that it blew my mind.
Yeah.
This is a black woman.
Do you guys feel like, I just am curious, this kind of goes off of the date, not really relating to
I
dating,
think
but do you
this
feel
is
like you get made fun of from your peers that are also people of color for talking white?
yes.
Yeah.
Over
But
the
that's so like that bothers me as a white person, because that means that we're equating white with education, and that's so frustrating to me. So,
Yeah, but that's how
but
it
it
is.
shouldn't be, right? Like
no.
It shouldn't be. No, there's a lot of things that exist that shouldn't be, but they exist.
Like I'd be on the PS4, right, meeting my other friends' friends for the first time, and I'd just be talking to them, and they go, uh, they'd ask me if I was white. It's like, no, I'm black. And then they say, "Oh, you don't sound black. You sound white." What does that mean? Why? I'm just talking to you over I don't even know you. I'm talking to you over a PlayStation party. Your name is Goofy Goober, dog. I mean, my name's Goofy Great, but like why? I don't know. Back to the original point, right? I will say that it those things, especially now with the events that have happened in our lifetime, right? Those are the things that are really kind of stuck in my head. Is how am I going to be perceived? And I feel as though that it's already a thought and an uncomfortable feeling for the other party, not myself, because my parents don't care, and I'm not saying that Audrey's parents do. That's not what I'm saying at all. But in a society, and I'm speaking just if I hypothetically were single, right, and I was dating another white girl, that would be the perception off bat. Cameron, did you, with whatever interracial relationship that you've had, did you have to
Yes.
specify the ethnicity of said person?
Like, did I have to say
I'm bringing home a white girl, or I'm bringing home whoever.
I haven't. No, I just say that I'm like so and so. Like I'm having someone come over, and
They so happen to be whatever race.
they're whatever.
Yeah.
They're just they're just a girl.
Right. Would you,
And-
Bronwyn, if like as a white woman, do you feel as though that you would have to specify if you were bringing home a non-white human being?
if my parents didn't know who they were, I wouldn't be bringing them home anyway. Like
Okay.
like I would never, that would never be a situation, because Like they wouldn't be coming over if my parents hadn't met them or didn't know who they were already.
Right.
But also, like, I'm 19 and don't live in the house all the time now, so it
That's a valid point.
also
That is
doesn't. But I don't think I would really need to. If it were a friend, I was like, yeah, my friend's coming over. No one, like, I would not be like, oh yeah, she's black. Don't worry. Like, you can't. Like, nobody would care.
Hold your guns, mom.
Yeah, like we.
Don't shoot. Don't
No,
shoot.
my
on
parents are
sight.
they don't care. So
I will say that we're getting to like all these things like about perception and being judged and whatever. But as like someone who's mixed, not to just discount that, but like there's that with all races,
Mhm.
especially with so I go to like a white function and it's like I the same thing. Go to a black function or Asian function, it's same thing. It's like, what are you? It's like, oh, like I'm, if I, example, black. I've had this experience so many times. Like black function, like, what are you? I'm human. It's
Yeah.
Like, what ethnicity are you? Like, I'm black and Asian, and they're like, you're black. I'm like, yeah. Like, you don't look black. You're not black. I'm like,
how would I
What?
tell you I
Yeah.
was?
do I have?
Yeah.
I was at the park the other day, at St. Olney, and
wow.
we were talking about, and this kid, this little white kid was like, hey bro, why you acting black? You're not black. And I was like,
Why are you a question?
I think it's the same with gays.
I am black. What do you
So when I went to a basketball
weird.
camp a few years ago, and I sang like they would play music like over the speakers, right? So I'd
Okay.
sing
Oh, yeah.
and I'd dance, and this girl came up to me and she asked me if I was gay because I sang and danced, right? And I'm like, well, no, I'm not, right? I don't, of course, I don't have I love all people, right? I ain't got a problem with nobody, but what does
If you're not, you're
it's like it's to Cameron's point about you're not, the you're not black. After me telling you, why do these things have to go into this category is what I'm trying to say, right? Singing and dancing doesn't mean
And now we break down gender roles.
I'm gay. Oh well, no, we're not bringing down generals, but like
That's what I mean. Like you're
But
saying,
yeah.
they're thinking that
oh right,
only
yeah,
girls
yeah,
and
yeah.
gays can do sing and dance.
Right.
Like that's silly.
Before we get into this, I just want to say, like, I disagree.
You disagree with
but-
what?
Well, no, I'm not saying we are
What
not
it
getting into that today. I'm just saying it just kind of relates to it because
But what do you
Honestly,
disagree
before
with?
we get deeper into it,
What do you
Huh?
disagree with?
it being the same with mix. I mean, I agree with this aspect, but just in general overview, I disagree that it's the same with being mixed and said by different races and
I
definitely think it's a little
no,
different.
No.
Or-
It's definitely it's different, right? Because it's two different categories. But
well, and like sexuality could be more
Correct.
That dynamic is
embarrassing, not really embarrassing, but just something more secretive than saying like, "Oh, I'm black." Saying I'm gay is a little bit
Well,
of a
dynamic
I was
is
just saying putting a physical action or attribute or characteristic into a category.
Yeah.
Is what I was referring to as it being similar.
yeah.
I think it's more so excluding. So just for how being black is or whatever, like, if you say, people say I don't look black, but because they exclude my hair as being the black kind, or my facial structure as being the black or Asian kind. I just
But
think
how is that
absolutely
not the same as taking an action or taking a characteristic and then calling somebody gay or whatever? How is that not the same?
Well, I guess I'm also thinking more so like how the race side of it correlates to having a certain kind of hairstyle that's attributed to a certain race.
I guess it's just
That I
different
thought was-
levels of it. I think that's what
Sure.
I want to have this conversation. No, I want to have this conversation. Like I'm like this does or doesn't have to go in, right? If we choose to do it, a Z Suite After Dark
Okay.
episode, then great. Like this, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Right, this is the end of the, well, quote unquote, say part one of this episode, right? So I'll say, does anyone else have anything to say?
No.
I'm
Okay.
good.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Follow us on all of our social medias. Z.sweet on Instagram, Z_sweet on Twitter, Z Sweet on TikTok and YouTube. Let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. Keep leaving us topics, DM us. This has been another episode. Find out to see if we have a part 2. Might put this on a Patreon. I don't know. Here we go. I don't know.
Wow.
Well, Patreon isn't. It's nothing. It's a streaming service app thing that you can. Anyway.
Yep. Okay.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
I know.